Callie. Today we are starting on my Marcille cosplay from Delicious in Dungeon. I know this is a really popular one right now. I totally fell in love right away, episode 1. If you ask me though, Senshi is my favorite character. He is hilarious. So I really wanted to cosplay Marcille because, as you guys know, I have a tendency to cosplay elves, and I loved her character. I thought she was so funny, and it was just so fun to watch. I really loved Delicious in Dungeon. So I decided this year for Anime NYC on Friday I'm going to be cosplaying Marcille from Delicious in Dungeon. So I am going to, there's exactly 29 days until Anime NYC on today that I'm filming. July 24th, 2024. So let's start making this. To start off, I'm going to print off my pattern, which I bought. I actually bought 2 patterns. The first pattern I bought is actually from another cosplayer. I think they cosplay. I believe so. I don't know if they cosplay. They must if they make cosplay patterns, right? And I'm going to be printing that and using that. And then I bought another pattern because that creator didn't include pants. Understandably so. I hate making pants personally. I can't blame them. Therefore, I bought pants from a different creator, and I will be printing those off as well, the pattern for those. We'll start off by making a mock-up once that's all printed and seeing how it fits from there. So let's get to work. That took quite a bit of time. I had a lot of pattern pieces to cut out. I love Etsy patterns. Getting a printer at home was one of the best decisions I ever made. If you guys don't know this about me, a long-term ambition of mine is I would really love to sell patterns, but I'm working up to that with my own drafting skills and such. This is what I'm gonna use to make some mock-ups with these patterns that I just cut out. And the point of this is to just reassure that everything fits me before I cut into the lovely blue linen you see back there, because that costs a lot more than this. This is, I think, like $2 a yard. Like, I usually get like 10 yards for like $20-ish. This is always what I build it out with first. This is like a really anxious moment for me, so I'm like, is it gonna fit? Muslin. I have like just not enough because I was doing Shadow Heart mock-up stuff too recently. A little too high, isn't it? Okay, so that's low now. Anyways, so I'm going to start with putting the pants together, and we'll see how everything fits. Pants are my least favorite thing to make in existence, sewing wise, so I'm just gonna get them over with first so I don't have to think about them again. Plus, I mean, from a logical perspective, they go under everything, so like, you know, I'm building outwards. Saw these do not fit my calves. I'm not even a particularly large person. I'm about 5'5" and 120 pounds. So like, I don't know. I would say I'm on the thinner side of things, and this does not fit me. So to be quite honest, I don't know who this is supposed to fit, considering this is the medium. And I usually wear an extra small to a small in American clothing. So I looked at the picture and the instructions. I don't know if you guys can see, but those are like the mannequin legs, or like they don't have any muscle or anything. But it could also be I'm a fencer, so I have leg muscle, a lot of it, because when you're lunging all the time fencing, see my other pattern pieces? When you're lunging all the time fencing, you build the muscles required to do a quick lunge in and pick yourself back up and out. So I'm gonna modify this. I'm making. So in order to get it on and off my waist, I actually needed to rip this open a little. So I'm going to make it so it just buttons. If I want though, I can always add a side zipper. So I made the mock-up for, as you can see, this is really, really long. I'm gonna pull up a reference image. Hello, Klaus. So like, I had put the pants on under. It should be like, there we go. Like right here, kind of a kneeling, so you can see the bottoms of the pants. I sewed it on kind of messy, but it was really funny because when I was in front of my machine, I was like super paranoid that this wouldn't fit, but it fits really well, like ridiculously well, and it doesn't look like a sack of potatoes on me. Alright, I'm gonna sew on just the other one so I have the full dress to test. The mock-up is done and I'm happy with everything so far. So next up we will start cutting out the real fabric. Yay! Okay, I cut out all the pieces last night. Now I'm going to, yeah, Bo? What do you want? He thinks if he makes a lot of noise, he's gonna get fed a second time. He just got fed. Don't listen to him. He's awfully convincing though, so I wouldn't blame you if you did. Anyway, so now I'm gonna mark the pieces that I cut out last night with notches and stuff, so I know where to put them together, and then we will start putting them together for the pants. Now that the pants are all done, I'm gonna get started on cutting the fabric to the dress. And all the fabric's behind me. I'm probably actually gonna iron and then cut it. And then we can start putting the dress together. So definitely getting lined. It is pretty sheer. Start this by assembling the lining, and then I will assemble the outer layer of fabric, and then we'll flip them inside out, so then it creates a nice I don't know, finish to it. I'm not lining the sleeves though, because I'm wearing this cosplay at 2 summer conventions, and I just don't think that would be very fair to myself to line the sleeves. So I'm going to just line the main body, so then I have a little bit more breathing in my arms. The only reason I'm lining it too is because the fabric is very sheer. I can see through it perfectly. That'd be really good for a Nier Automata cosplay though. So before I get started on piecing together the outer layer of fabric, I am going to cut like a couple of inches off of the lining, because I don't want the lining to be seen pretty much ever. So I usually just cut up a little, so then take it up a couple inches, so then like if there's wind or anything, you're really not gonna see it. You're only gonna see the hem of the really close of the outer layer fabric. So I'm gonna do that, and then we'll start putting together the outer layer fabric. When I do that, I'm gonna mark the fabric, add pleats, all of that stuff. The lining is far less detailed. Together these front pieces with the 2 pleats. Oh, that's the wrong side. as you can see, what I'll be doing next is, I really wish I didn't pick such a sheer fabric, but I needed something this color and I'm not too familiar with dyeing fabrics. So here it is. She has, I noticed on some of the figurines, she has like 2 little X marks. What's this? Little thread. Before I continue, I think I'm going to make a run out to Joanne's because I was looking closer at her character design and she has this blue cord stuff running through her outfit. Okay, I'm back and there's these 2 options. Straight up not gonna work. I'm gonna go with the darker one. So I thought about this in the car and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make buttonholes for the ribbon to go through so it doesn't have like a, I don't want it to have too tacky of a finish, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna like weave it through there, but there's gonna be like 6 buttonholes. Alright guys, I'm in my pajamas, but I'm gonna get started now on the cape to this cosplay. The cape is from the same pattern maker as the dress, and remember I did it mock-ups, so it didn't have any. I'm gonna cut double of everything in this fabric because this is going to act as my this is going to act as both my lining and as the outer layer. This will be the gold detail on the bottom. I got this for a Renaissance fair many years ago. Did I? What did I make with this? Honestly, I don't even remember. The cape, this is either going to be the lining or the outer layer, and then we have the hood, either lining or outer layer. The problem is they aren't really fitting together, which is weird because that didn't happen in my mock-up. So I'm gonna sew them. So I'm gonna sew the other layer first and see like what's different about them, because maybe I have to pick a seam somewhere and redo it. And then we will piece these pieces together. There'll be 2 cape layers and 2 hood layers. My overhead light went out and I live in an apartment, so I hope you guys don't mind. I put on my streaming lights and hopefully there'll be enough for tonight. Sun's setting earlier. It's like 9 p.m. so it's dark out, which is unfortunate. I love the summer, I love the brightness, but The cape is mostly done. All that's going to be left is finishing this like top stitching that I'm doing, and I'm going to do some hand stitching to close it up over here. I'm not really sure what happened, if I'm being honest, but the best way to clean it up will be by hand. Okay, I just did some hand sewing. I'll show you guys when I put it on before the convention in a day, because the lighting is obviously awful right now. But I sewed this bit in, and then this I might tighten just a little, but I don't really know how much tighter I want it. This I just added a snap onto a ribbon, and I burned the edges of the ribbon so it would like not fray. But I'm honestly pretty happy with it. I'll show you guys in daylight.